Good morning. It's a very cold, sunny day, but at least the sun is out. It's been pretty gray and gloomy here lately. So, can't plant in the garden yet, but we can enjoy the sunshine. So, I'm looking around my house, which is a mess, thinking where should I start? I have gardening, I have purging, I have all sorts of things going on. The alarms were sounding again. I have neighbors that are in and out of their house 20 times a day, which, that's their business, but it makes my dogs go crazy every time. So anyway, as I was saying, I have stuff all over the place. So I guess the trick is you have to kind of pick and choose where to start and make a list of what's the biggest priority. Well, right now it's getting my seedlings planted. Not seedlings, but seeds. And then I can put that pile away. And then after that, I can pull out some more things. I want to work on my shelving in the kitchen too, so that I can get that in order. So lots of projects going on, but that's okay. It keeps me busy. And I'm never bored. How about you guys? Do you get bored a lot? Do you have a lot of hobbies? Do you go out a lot with your friends? What do you do to entertain yourself? My entertainment, it appears to be making more work for myself. But that's okay. So anyway, I want to get some of this stuff done before it gets really nice outside, because then I won't want to be working in the house much at all. I'll be outside in my garden, and it's almost time for Tom's boat to go into the water. And then we hang out up there on the weekends, which is nice. And so all in its own time. But today I think I'm just going to do a little planting and a little bit of cleaning up. I got all my food stored that I bought, the beans and the lentils. And I'm thinking I probably have enough now. I have enough to sustain me and my grandson for at least some months, but I don't want to get to the point where I'm hoarding so much food that I could never eat it in my lifetime. And that leads me to thinking about hoarding, because in this day and age, the way things are going, I think a lot of us are becoming, well, not hoarders, but gatherers of things, because it's worrisome that we're not going to have enough to eat or enough to keep us warm. So, yeah, we'll have a little chat about that later. And then I'll decide what's for breakfast this morning. All right, I'll be back in a little bit. Breakfast, day 109. Hello. So, as I'm looking around my house, I have a vision in my head of what I want my house to look like. But somehow it's just difficult to get from the thought to the actual physical reality of what's in your head. At least it is for me. So over the past several years, I've been getting rid of a lot of things, but I've also bought new things. And I think sometimes as you age, you realize that some things are no longer serving you well and other things you have a need for. The problem is when those things that are not serving you well anymore are still hanging around, and you have to figure out a way to get rid of them. Now, buying things, at least for me, is way easier than getting rid of things. Because sometimes those things that you get rid of are things that you've liked and things that you've, have served you well. And it's like you want to find a good home for them. You don't want them just to end up in the trash, especially if they're not trash yet. Some things that are trash, no problem, they're in the garbage. But getting rid of things that were near and dear to you at one time is sometimes difficult. So I'm a good one for donating things. Every now and then they come around and they just pick it up. I don't even have to take it anywhere. But I have taken things, actually this past year I've taken carloads to the donation center. I don't have a problem with that. I figure that's my way of giving. I don't donate money to different things because I don't have that much money, but I do donate things that are still perfectly good. It's not junk, it's not garbage. A lot of the things were newer that I used for a while, and then I found that it really wasn't either what I thought it was going to be, or I didn't have the need to actually have that thing. So that's my way of giving to others. I donate my things. I donate my clothes. My clothes are almost all like brand new. I donate them if they're either not comfortable, if it's something that I know I'm not going to use, like business clothes or a lot of high heels or those sorts of things, and I know someone could use them. And my clothes are pretty much classic styles, so it's not something that looks like, oh, that was from the 1980s, you can't really tell. So I love giving those things away and hoping that somebody will get good use out of that. My preference is giving it to charities that will actually give those things to somebody, which isn't always easy to do, or rather than selling them at a thrift store for a higher cost. That to me is just kind of, you're just helping people that like to thrift. You're not helping people that actually need the stuff. One of my favorite charities is, it's a company it's called donatestuff.com. They're online, and they'll tell you when they're in your neighborhood. They have like a calendar on their website, and then you can mark that and they'll come and pick it up. But the nice thing about that is they have different charities that you can donate to, and my favorite one is Senior Dogs. That's who I donate my things to. And I imagine they sell those things, and then the money goes to taking care of the senior dogs. But there's other things on there. There's vets, there's different charities that you can choose. And I like that because that way you know, hopefully, where your stuff is going. So nowadays, a lot of us that are trying not to spend money are being told that supplies are going to be scarce, there's nothing going to be available, food is going to be short, pretty much everything. You order things sometimes and they don't show up. Now, I haven't had a big problem with that lately, and here in my area I haven't noticed a big huge shortage. I do notice a shortage though at Walmart. And I've noticed too that Walmart has a lot of people working there lately, way more than usual, because it used to be, oh, you could walk around for 5, 10 minutes looking for somebody to help you. But now every other aisle has people stocking things. And I think what they're doing now, this is just my opinion, but I think what they're doing is removing food around so that you don't see a lot of empty shelves. And I think I read that somewhere too, that that's what's going on. You know, if there's a big open shelf somewhere, they'll fill that up with other things. So I think that's why there's so many people working there now, because a lot of Walmarts now are going to, the self-scan things. And I actually don't like that system, but it is what it is. So lots of things going on. And I think a lot of people, including me, if you see, oh, the beans are going low, I better buy a couple packages. I mean, you don't want to buy all of it because there's other people that need it too. But I think you tend to stock up a little bit more on things that normally you wouldn't buy that much of. Well, you see the toilet paper problem we had, I mean, people were actually hoarding that. But so the times that we're in now, if you tend to be a little bit of a gatherer, the way things are now, it's feeding that problem. So, and even in things like, oh, you're redoing your room, or you're doing this or you're doing that, you tend to want to buy it right now while it's available, because next month they may be out of it. So even though you don't really want to buy it right now, you go ahead and purchase it anyway because it may not be available. So I don't know if a lot of it is actually a manufactured problem from the powers that be, or if it's truly a shortage, because there's jobs everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's jobs available. And I know a lot of people have gone to other careers, like online careers and things like that, which is fine, but there's a lot of people that aren't that computer savvy. That can't be the case with the whole population. So I don't know if more people have gone on government assistance, or I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. So if you guys have more information on that, share it in the comments below. So I was putting my things away. I had bought a couple big bags of beans and some lentils, and that's what I bought in my last small shop. It was a few days ago for my monthly shop. And I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm to the point now where I'm just going to start restocking what I use up so that I can continue to have a stash, but I'm not going to keep building and building and building on it, because it's going to get to the point where I don't have enough room to store the stuff, first of all, and secondly, I won't be able to eat it all. So, and I've kind of learned that process through my whole 109 days of freezer and pantry cooking. Now I do, for those of you that are new here, I do buy, usually once a month, I go and do a shop, and I'll buy produce and perishables, which would be like eggs and cheese and those sorts of things. So I bought a big bag of soybeans because I've noticed that soy milk is getting to be a little bit scarce. The big soy milk that I used to buy, the shelf stable, and I like to buy the shelf stable milk, West Soy it is, and all it is soybeans and water. That's it, no additives, nothing, and it's shelf stable. But it's a 64-ounce carton, and it's getting really hard to come by. I used to get it at Walmart, and the last time I did stock up on it, I bought it was 4 or 5 of them, and I keep them in the refrigerator just to extend the life of them longer. But I noticed that Walmart is totally out of them. Their online thing was sold out, where they ship it to you. So that's why I went ahead and bought the soybeans, because I can make my own soy milk that way. So you have to kind of keep an eye on the trends. Another thing that I've stocked up on, because when I was at Walmart for my last shop, I noticed that pasta was kind of wiped out. So, and pasta, of course, is made with flour. So it probably would be a good idea to stock up more on flour, because there's a reason the pasta is getting sold out. And I'm sure part of it is it's an easy thing to store, so people are probably starting to hoard pasta. But just in case, have a little bit of extra flour on hand, and then use it up. Make your own bread, make your own pasta, and then you won't have to worry about, oh, I don't have pasta in my pantry. So anyway, keeping an eye on the trends out there and seeing what's not available might give you a heads up, or if you see it's getting scarce, it might give you a heads up on what's not available or what won't be available. So I'm hoping a lot of this blows over in 2 or 3 years. I'm thinking it's going to be a while, because there's a whole lot of other stuff going on behind the scenes that I'm not going to get into. But I do a lot of reading about things like this, and everything isn't always what it seems. So do a little research, check it out. Don't always take at face value what the news is telling you. Do a little bit of your own research, and then you can be more aware of what's going on and less worried about it, because you can actually do something about it and become more self-sufficient. That's why I'm doing this whole indoor garden thing. You can grow microgreens, you can grow sprouts, things like that are easy to do. Now, last year there was a seed shortage, and some places weren't even allowing you to buy seeds, which was absolutely ridiculous. But I have a lot of seeds I've stored over the years, and I'm sure some of them aren't good anymore, but that's okay. I would rather buy that $1.50 seed packet and have it for a couple years than not have any at all. But becoming more self-sufficient, that if something, the grid goes down or something like that, at least you can have something, have heat available, light, get yourself a couple of oil lamps, have some candles available, some alternate source of heat, even if you can't heat your whole house, so that you can heat a room, and it's worth the investment. the initial investment. You know, get yourself a little propane or butane little burner, or get a couple extra bags of charcoal for your grill so that you can cook. There's another YouTube channel, and I've mentioned her before. That she has a lot of really, really good tips on prepping. I mean, not over the top stuff, but you know, I think it's Rose Red Homestead, and she has a really nice YouTube channel, and it's almost like you're in a classroom. She teaches you all these different things that you can do to be more self-sufficient. It's not necessarily to prepare for, you know, Armageddon, nothing like that, but to be more self-sufficient. Like in the old days, you know, people didn't worry about the grid going down. Yeah, there was no grid. Who cares? You know, I think we need to learn more about the old ways. Find some old cookbooks that you might get some easy recipes out of. Nowadays, it seems like everything has to be high end and, you know, expensive, and McMansions and you know, cars that go 90 miles in 20 seconds. You know, it's not really stuff you need. I mean, it's fun things, but it's not things that you need to survive. And, you know, have the fun things, but learn about the basics first. So, all right, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that because I've been thinking a lot about that for my own purpose of how much do you really need to feel secure and to feel safe in case something happens. And those are just some of the things that I've been thinking of. All right, I'll be back in a little bit with breakfast. Okay, let's see what's for breakfast. Day 109. All right. I need to eat this. I need to eat that. Now, brie cheese will get stronger the older it gets. And unless it's moldy, you can eat it. So I brought up these rolls from my refrigerator in the basement. So I'm going to have one of those. And the brie cheese. And let's see. I think an apple would go well with that. So I will have an apple with it. And this one looks like it's the most ripe. And my dogs love the apple peel. Okay, I'll meet you over at the stove. Hello, breakfast day 109. Okay, my roll is still warm. And my brie is aging, so I need to eat it up. I'm just going to eat the inside, because the outside is getting a little done. And the inside is very soft. So I'm just going to put that on my roll here. And then I'm going to make myself a latte. I'm going to use soy milk. Soy milk froths very nicely. They have another kind of brie cheese that's a spreadable brie, and I think I'm going to try that next time. My mom had it at her house when I went over there for breakfast the other day. It was really nice. So, but I want to use this up, get it all done. I really like brie cheese. So that's good. There's enough there for another meal. So I'm going to go ahead and froth my latte. I'll be right back. So I have this frother here that I bought a while ago, actually a long time ago. And look how beautifully that froths up. So I found that soy milk froths the best, unless you have a different milk that froths better. So I'm going to go ahead and put some coffee in this now. And I even added a little bit of syrup to this. I added a little cinnamon syrup. So there we have it. Nice and thick. And I'm also going to be making some oat milk because I want to make some more yogurt. So I'll be back after I get my coffee. Alright, so look at that beautiful, beautiful latte. And I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of this cocoa sugar on here. Now doesn't that look decadent? I'm going to taste it. Oh, that's good. And so simple to make. So regular milk will work too, but if you're plant-based, soy milk works great for frothing. That is really good. Okay. So there it is. I'm making a pitcher of iced tea. I always make that from scratch. I'm also making some hot tea. That's for this afternoon. So there we have it. Breakfast, day 109. Time for dinner, day 109. So let's see, I have still cheese. So I think I'm going to get out some of this cheese from Aldi's. I have my loaf of bread. Going to have something from there, and I think I'm going to make myself a cheeseburger and fries. I have potatoes that need to be cooked up. Let's see, I have lettuce. I don't have any tomatoes, but I do have, sorry for the close-up, salsa. Let's stick some of that on there. I have in here a little bit of hummus from a snack. I could mix that with the salsa. That would be good. That would go well on my burger. And okay, I'm going to go over into the freezer now. Of course, I'll put on, mayo or mustard or something, but I'll get that out later. And over here in my freezer, I have a couple of Impossible Burger Patties that I got for $3.99 at Mark's when they were on sale. So I'm going to have that. I also have a couple of Beyond Burgers. I could have those. Maybe I'll have those instead because they take up more room in the freezer. So I'm going to have those instead. And I'll save the Impossible Burgers for another day. So that actually freed up quite a bit of space here in my freezer. All right, I will meet you at the stove. Okay, time for some dinner. So I dug out my handy dandy French fry cutter. I've had this thing like forever. I'll bet I've had this for 40 years. I think they still make them, I don't know, but this one's a nice sturdy one. So I dug that out because I'm trying to use what I have. So, and it makes some nice even French fries. So those are going in the air fryer. And then I cut a couple of thicker slices of bread because I don't have buns. So that will do. And my last salad is still nice and fresh, so I'm going to have some of that on there. And I'm going to cook both burgers just to save on electricity, and I can always heat it back up again. And it'll be out of my freezer and available for me to eat. So, and then I have cheese. So I'm going to get these fries. I'm going to season them a little bit. I think I have some French fry seasoning that I'm going to put on there, and put a little bit of spray oil and stick them in my air fryer. So I'll be back in a little bit when I get this all cooked up. Alright, so I have a sweet onion here too from my stash, and I always save the skins and the ends for stock. I put them in the freezer right away. I'm cooking up my burgers. My fries are in the air fryer. I love my air fryer. I use my air fryer every day. I make toast in it. I heat up my rolls in there. I make fries. It's a good investment, and I like the kind I have. I don't have the kind with the drawer. I have the kind that has a door that you can open, and you can use it as a dehydrator, all kinds of things. So in the long run, it saves you money from not having to heat up your big oven. I rarely use my big oven unless I'm having a party and I need more space. But between my air fryer and my toaster oven, that's what I use 95% of the time. So I'm making some yogurt. It has another 5 hours to go in my little Kasori Instant Pot. And that's another appliance that is well worth the cost. And it saves you money because you're not cooking things as long as if you were cooking it on the stove. And also, using your slow cooker uses much less electricity than heating up your stove. I do use my stove a lot, but if you want to save some money, invest in a small slow cooker. If you're just a person, one or two people, just get a small slow cooker. If you have a family, of course, you need to get a bigger slow cooker. But your slow cooker, your Instant Pot, and an air fryer are really good things to have to save money in the long run on your utility bill. So I'll be back in a little while. I've got my fries cooking, I've got my burgers cooking, and hopefully everything will be delicious. And it's all from food that I already have, except for, of course, produce that I have to restock more often. But even if you don't have hamburger buns, you know, you don't need 20 different kinds of bread. Use just sliced bread. You can toast it on one side or both sides, however you like it. And actually, I like it better than on a bun. So I still have a lot of these little containers of hummus that I bought at Costco quite a while ago. And they're actually still good because they're individually sealed, but I still have a lot of those. So I like to eat those with pretzels once in a while. And then I like this mild chunky salsa from Aldi's, or the Tostitos brand is good too. So I don't have a tomato, I ate them all. So I'm just going to use this instead of tomatoes. And I'm going to put this hummus in here. And if you've never had dill pickle hummus, you've really missed something. We have a place, it's a little gas station on the corner of a street here where I live, and the aunt of the people that own the gas station makes homemade hummus. And one of the things that she makes is dill pickle hummus. And the little gas station is actually famous for their hummus. So if you've never tried dill pickles in your hummus, give that a try. So, and I think I'm going to put a little bit of dill pickle relish in here too. Make my own sauce. I'll be back. So experiment making sauces. You could make barbecue sauce and put different things in it. This makes a really nice sauce. You could dip your fries in it. So if you have random things hanging out in your kitchen, give that a try. Let me give this a try. It's really good. So just combine some flavors that you think you might like and make something delicious. Alright, so my burgers are almost done. I'm going to put some cheese on. And I just put everything together. I don't care which cheese I use. I'll just put it on there. And this is the Aldi's cheese. It has Asiago cheese, Havarti, sharp cheddar, and Gouda. So I'm almost out of that, and I will definitely make a trip to Aldi's because I'm going to need a little bit of produce. I didn't buy any yet this month other than a cucumber. So I will make a trip to Aldi's and buy a couple of those things. Alright, I'm going to check on my fries and see if they're done. Okay, my fries are perfect. I'm just going to add a little bit of this salt and vinegar on there. I got that at the local IGA. This really comes out of here fast, so. I think I need to put that in a smaller shaker. So let's give that a try. Very yummy. I'm just toasting my bread. That'll be done in a minute. And then we'll put together my burger. Okay. I'm going to put a little bit of this mayo must on here. And there goes my air fryer. Okay, we know you're done. All right, a little bit of that. I'm going to put some onion, some fresh onion on there. Yummy, this is going to be delicious. I've got some lettuce here. And, oh, my friends know here when I have lettuce, they just love lettuce. I wish I could grow romaine. I've tried it, but I didn't have much luck with romaine. The loose leaf lettuce worked a little better for me. All right, now I'm going to, since this bread is kind of skinny, I'm going to cut my burger in half. And put it on this way. Now I did season this with some burger seasoning, but you can put anything on there you want. So there we go with that. And I'll have a burger for tomorrow as well. I'm going to put this lettuce on here. And then I'm going to add some of this sauce that I cooked up here. And I think this will be delicious. Okay. There we have it. And I've got more of these little picks. All right. Here we have dinner day 109. I think it looks good. So let me give it a try. Just cut it in half. That is a big burger. I don't even know if I can eat the whole thing and the fries. So let's give it a taste. It's good, right? Put this up a little bit. Okay, going in. Very good. I'll try my fries. Plus, this is much lower in fat than if you were to fry these in oil. And I think they're just as good. All right, I'm going to enjoy my dinner, and I'll be back and say goodbye. All right, my friends, so that is the end of day 109. It was a good day. It wasn't that productive, but I still have a lot of gardening things laying around. So, but it'll get done eventually. All right, so I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.